Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Will Boston do the unthinkable and come back from 3-0, or will Miami close it out here at home? I think this is Miami's best chance to close it. Welcome, guys. My name is DK. In this video, we'll be talking about 2 player props I like on Prizepicks.com. Let's recap everything from last slate before we get into the picks for today. So I got to say, last slate was up there with one of the most tilting days on Prizepicks that I've had since I started on Prizepicks like 2-3 years ago. So, had Bam Adebayo over his fantasy score. Easily on pace to go over. Just needed less than one more point. Didn't play a minute in the fourth quarter. Had Jaylen Brown over 34.5 fantasy score. Same thing. Didn't play in the fourth quarter. Finished with 34.4. And then the salt in the wound was Kevin Love. Great read, right? I said, this is not a series for Kevin Love. I think there's a chance he gets benched. He got benched. Was only going to play 5 minutes total in the game. But because the game turned into a random blowout, Kevin Love got garbage time and went over in garbage time. And then Grant Williams shot like 1 of 6 from the field, missing wide open shots. Hooked me by 1 point. Just incredible run back. Like I'm honestly still mad about it. I am. I was like, I didn't sleep that night. I was like, did this really just happen? Did those events, all that stuff really just happen? I'm still so incredibly mad about it. But here's the thing, and you can't not be results oriented, right? Hitting on guys like Bam and Brown were good reads. Kevin Love was a great read. Just got incredibly unlucky with the blowout, how he got garbage time run and got there in garbage time. So this is one of the things like, hey, just move forward from it. But yeah, I'm definitely still a little bit tilted about that. Also, these sponsored video, guys, that's going to be No House Advantage. If you guys are not on No House Advantage, you can use the code DKDFS for 100% match up to $100. It'll be linked down below. They have basically every sport you can think of, slightly different payout structures as well. You can play versus the house or play pick'em style. So use that code down below, get that match bonus. And yeah, if you guys are looking for more content for DFS or for Prizepicks, you can always check out my Patreon linked down below. We got summer upcoming. We still got NBA, but we got WNBA starting up. We got NBA Summer League, which I am incredibly excited about. That's my most profitable month coming up in early July. And then we got NFL preseason, which I made like $7 grand last year. So we got a lot of exciting stuff to look forward to this summer. And yeah, let's just get into the video. So the first pick we're going to be looking to is going to be Jimmy Butler fantasy score at 50.5. And we're going to take more than 50.5 fantasy score here for Butler. So this is the game Miami needs to win at home. If they're going to close it out, it has to be tomorrow. Let's take a look at Jimmy Butler's rates so far in the playoffs. So he's averaging 1.33 fantasy points per minute in the playoffs. And with this being basically, in my opinion, a must-win game for Miami, I think you might get the entire second half for Jimmy Butler. I think he probably plays 44 minutes. But if you want to go a conservative estimate in a competitive game, let's just say 42 minutes, right? So 42 minutes times 1.33 is average rates gives us about 56 fantasy score. And that's at his average rate, right? So I honestly think he plays a little more than 42. I think he plays the entire second half. So we're going to take more than 50.5 fantasy score for Jimmy Butler as pick number 1. I think he's going to come out aggressive here at home. I think Miami knows they need to win this game, right? I think they do. They cannot go back to game 7 on the road in Boston. So we're going to take more than 50.5 fantasy score for Jimmy Butler's pick number 1. And the second pick we're going to be looking to is Derek White fantasy score at 24.5. Now, this one comes down to just kind of the state of this Boston lineup right now. Brogdon dealing with that elbow injury does not look like himself. He didn't even return in the second half last game, only played 8 minutes. He's questionable. Even if he plays, he just really has not looked like himself. Shooting's not there. 0 of 6, 1 of 5, 0 of 2 over the last 3 games. So I think even if he plays, he's not going to play a ton. But if he misses, that really solidifies the minutes for Derek White. Like, I want to go over the minutes for Derek White, which was just insane last game. So Derek White played the whole first quarter last game, and then he played basically 8 minutes there in the second quarter. So he played like 20 first half minutes. He played all but 1 minute in the third quarter, and then sat for like 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, and it was going to close out the game, but the game turned into a blowout. He got pulled there at the end. So Derek White was honestly on pace for 40 minutes last game. Derek White's rates, he's just over 0.8 fantasy points per minute in the playoffs so far. And I think with the injury to Brogdon, plus the starting lineup change, plus Boston they don't have a ton of options. I think Derek White's probably playing somewhere in the neighborhood of mid-30s minutes, maybe a little bit more. Again, he would have played 40 minutes last game. So let's just say we give the conservative side, which I think is mid-30s. So let's just say 35 minutes times, I think he's at what, 0.81. Where is it? Hold on, did it change? It definitely just changed. I had Celtics and just for some reason it brought up the Heat again. I believe he's 0.81 though on this season for the playoffs. Where's White? Yeah, 0.81. So just say conservative 35 minutes times 0.81. That gives us about a 28.5 fantasy score. And he's at 24.5. And I honestly think he plays a little bit more. I think Boston, they're going to play their main guys a ton. Tatum's going to play 40-plus minutes. You're going to see around 40 minutes from Brown, probably mid to high 30s minutes from Smart. I think mid to high 30s minutes from White. And then you're going to get like Horford, Grant Williams, Robert Williams kind of mixing in. Maybe a little bit of Brogdon if he plays. If not Brogdon, you probably do see a few minutes of Pritchard. But I can't see Boston wanting to play Payton Pritchard a lot in a must-win game here on the road. So I think Boston's going to lean heavily on Derek White. I think he's going to see pretty big minutes. I think mid to high 30s minutes, maybe even 40 minutes like he would have played last game if it did not blow out. So those are going to be the two picks for tomorrow, guys. We're taking more than Jimmy Butler, 50.5 fantasy score, and we're taking more than Derek White, 24.5 fantasy score. If you guys are playing DFS, I'll have a video breaking down the showdown slate up after this. We have $200,000 to first. Big contest. So if you guys are playing, make sure to check out that video. And as always, I appreciate the support. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. If you do enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you all in the next video.